Hello guys, Termex here. Before we get too deep into the whole subject of this video, I do want to say that this video is not monetized in any way, shape, or form. I did not make this with the intention to make money off of clicks, and I just wanted my side of many stories to be heard, particularly one story that's been bothering me. And before anyone goes off and says this is just causing more drama and all that, I've been kind of the silent one in the large portion of this. I've had many other creators come by my side and kind of speak for me in a few ways, which I do appreciate. I'm not giving any hate towards them whatsoever, but I feel like in my head, I do need to know to speak for myself, and I feel like I haven't got the opportunity to do that, and I just want to share my story, share my point of view and my perspective, and I hope you do know anyone I do talk about in this video. Don't send them hate, don't hate mob them, and send death threats, because that just makes you no better than the people I'm probably going to be talking about in today's video. But I will say names will be said, and I do know that's probably going to be pretty bad coming from someone who's been associated with many things. If you do know, I had a statement in CJOC's video where they talked about other creators and things they did in the past, and you know, I was always told I did the right thing, I didn't know the full story, and I'm not going to talk about any of that today. If you know about all that, then you know. If you don't, then you don't, okay? I'm not trying to restart or rekindle any issues that any other creators have with each other. But the one issue I have is, if you guys do remember the Wondercast when the devs were going to come on stream, I was associated with many other creators kind of on this list. It actually was a list of many creators that were doing very, very bad things. And I want to first off say that what happened on the Wondercast was pretty bad. It wasn't your average Call of Duty lobby bad, but it was pretty bad with some of the things that were said. There was people making fun of genders, people telling each other to kill themselves, people saying the game's dying, you know, your classic video game toxicity. But where my issue was is a certain creator in the Borderlands community themselves put me on a private list that they DM'd to numerous other creators that I associate with, and many of them which I look up to myself ever since I was young, and basically said I was a part of it. I was a part of telling these people on the show, Lazy Dad, Mitsu, Tess, I was basically being toxic, I guess. I was being a part of the problem when I feel like all the content I've ever made was trying to be helpful towards a solution. At first, I didn't really believe it. I didn't even know it was actually happening, because after the Wondercast, I straight up said, like, that was pretty bad. I even made comments during the stream saying, damn, this is a pretty bad environment, considering there's probably a lot of higher-ups that have to associate themselves with Borderlands. I don't know how that whole system works, but they're probably watching the stream too. So I thought it was weird. They get to see that our community isn't as beautiful and perfect as we always speculate it to be. I was actually told about all this through a Twitter DM, which I'm going to keep anonymous because the person that sent this to me wishes that they do. This was the exact message getting DM'd. Now, you may or may not know the creator in the post, but this DM was going everywhere. If you don't know, it says copy pasting what I sent to K6, so he obviously sent this to K6, and I know he did because I had to contact K6 privately, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Now, if you look at here, it says be flattened, it's Termex, CJOC, and Has. We're all in the chat today, hurling insults and attacks at the developers and host, other creators, people expressing anything remotely positive, and use both you and Moxie's analysis videos as justifications for their actions. CJOC response, yeah. That has to do with Siege. I'm not going to get all into Siege's beef. Been spending my afternoon coordinating, which means sending out these lists to basically every Borderlands creator I've ever associated with, and probably he's ever associated with. I'm done with the toxic people representing the lands community. I imagine he means Borderlands community as a whole. If this list held merit, I would understand. If I did something shitty and I was a bad person and I didn't belong, I completely understand why you would spread this list and make the community a brighter place. My issue is this little list of yours has my name written all over it, yet you don't have a single piece of proof saying I did any of this. And to furthermore go on this subject, I went through the Wondercast stream about 3 to 4 times the day I got sent this. I went through the Wondercast multiple times. It's an hour stream. I watched every second of it. 3 hours of my time making sure I didn't fit this agenda of whatever this list was. Going into what I said in the stream, I did pull up a pile of my messages. I did say in that stream, let me use my snip tool so I could just drag it over here. This is everyone I noticed in the stream. There's some other ones where I'm talking to Moxie. getting a lot. Oh, no, that one's actually on there with timestamps as well. There's probably more, there's probably less. This is what I found to be the messages I sent that day on that stream specifically. From what I see here, I say, what time are the devs hopping in? I was hype. I wanted to see the new content. Poison Dart 77, no idea who it is. He says, levels are fantastic in this game, seriously enjoyed exploring them, and I agreed with him. I think we could all agree that Wonderlands levels are pretty damn good looking. I mean, I'm not sucking up to anyone here. I generally agree with that statement. And then I make a post around the end of the stream saying the community is 50-50 in these comments, and we ask ourselves why the game is in a bad state. I mean, you could perceive that as toxic, or my own opinion that you just don't agree with, but that doesn't look like I'm hurling any insults at anyone, to be quite honest with you. Now, around 40 minutes, I will say this might be the only subjective thing that you may say is an insult, but I don't even see it myself. Maybe I was raised differently and I have a different perspective, but I simply say respectfully, when do we get to talk about the game here? Because the dev stream was titled, hey, this is about to be with the devs and we're going to talk about the future. It's an hour-long stream, but 40 minutes in, we haven't said a single thing. And I was like, okay, maybe they want to save it towards the end, so I just wanted to know. Right? And if you're wondering why it was only 3 minutes after my top comments, because my top one kind of just got ignored. So I wanted to know what time they're going to come in. Moxie with a lotto ticket. I forgot the context of that. He did something have to do with luck. I really don't know. I do have a comment from, I'm saying what's up to one of the people on the list because I'd noticed him, I recognize him in the community, and we're just saying hi to each other. That's all we did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all I have in terms of the messages. I really don't know what else I would have said that would have caused all this. If there's messages I'm missing, then so help me God, I guess it's pretty damn bad if it was something to do within the first 10 minutes of the entire stream when I wasn't even really there, I don't think. I probably had 1 or 2 messages with emotes, but I really don't know. But going back to the original context, this really was annoying. Now, I don't generally make a lot of things public. I learned from my mistakes when it came to the one drama video where you know what parties were involved if you do. If you don't, you don't. One thing I learned was, hey, why don't we start keeping things private? Why don't we explore that avenue of things? And that's exactly what I wanted to do. And now going back, me and Quack have never had issues with each other. I mean, there's multiple times in multiple build videos I've made where I shouted the dude out, gave direct links to his channel, said how great of a dude he was. Having him in the community as a flat creator was pretty damn easy because I learned from him, he learned from me. You know, it was cool. We never really directly contacted until this exact moment right here, and it was a little weird. I mean, I asked him questions on his own stream, like about Flack interactions, things he thought about. Pretty sure I tuned into his stream when the Purple Tree came out. I wanted to know more, because he's always been a knowledgeable Flack dude, and I respected that. And I simply say here, I wanted to come to you with an open mind and have a normal conversation like adults, one-on-one. Can you please send me the screenshots of being toxic from today's stream I was accused of, or just talk to me about any of this? And he hits me with the don't contact me again. And I say that's it, and he didn't see that because he blocked me right after sending that on Discord, and I've already been blocked on Twitter long ago. I thought that was a little immature. I thought it was, okay, you're going to make this list of people with these allegations, and my name's on that list, so I'm curious why you want to spread that around to everybody I know. So I wanted to contact you, and maybe we could talk it out. Maybe we find out it wasn't me, you mistaked me for someone else, and maybe you tell all the creators you sent the list to, hey, dude, you know, my bad on the term one. My bad, I didn't mean to put term on there, that wasn't actually him. But no, you decided to block me, and this is where it got pretty childish for me, and I kind of left it at that for a while, and I didn't realize the effects that this simple little interaction had, because now moving forward, probably about, I don't know, what is it, 6-7 months later, around there, I have days where I'm just blocked by random new Borderlands creators in the community that I've never interacted with in my entire life. It actually first happened with Hollow, I do believe. If you do not know Hollow Gaming, Hollow's really cool. She is an awesome person. I'm not going to put any hate her way just because all this happened from misinformation. So just popping up here, this is her blocking me, obviously, from this list. And I don't know any direct connections with her, so I thought maybe doing a Twitch whisper or popping up in a Twitch stream would help. But you know, I was blocked in a Twitch chat too, so that was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, somebody I've interacted with and even talked to privately in the past and had positive vibes with, you know, people I've gifted subs to, people I've supported. And I'm not saying just because I spent money on people I expect them to show me respect or anything. It's just I generally support people that I believe should be supported. So I'm not saying that spending money makes me a good person by any means. I think that would just be stupid for me to even say. I just think it's weird how I was treated after things like this. But now, what kind of ruined me, and it may seem small to you, but K6, you know, one of my favorite dudes. He's probably the reason I even created Borderlands content in the first place. Watched him my whole life growing up. Quag just said on a random tweet, I think it's had to do with the Wondercast and how bad it was. He was saying they progressed to attacking other fans. Wow, attacking other fans. And if I'm on that list, does that also mean I was attacking other fans, Quag? Does that what that means? Because I don't think I ever have, to be quite honest with you. Use the other names of bigger creators who would never condone such behavior. I don't think I've ever done that before. I mean, I've used other creators' videos in my own personal videos to say they agree with me because they had similar viewpoints. I've never done anything like that, and certainly didn't attack other Borderlands fans. But while we're on this topic, before I get to the K6 part, if we're talking about attacking other Borderlands fans, this isn't even my own YouTube channel, by the way. This is on some thick filet post, but you guys can pause, read all these. I'm not going to read them all. But for somebody that says that I perhaps attacked other fans, why is it that so many people in the community say the same exact thing about you, Quag? Why is that? I'm sure there's comments out there on your stuff too saying it's Termex is so rude and he insults devs. I'm sure you have comments flooding of me saying all that. I mean, shoot, I must be pretty dang bad. Here's other comments on Thick's post saying other things, saying who is Quag? Even my own followers, not even my own followers. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen Sam in my comments for a while, but even Thickflay's Borderlands fan base doesn't think it sounds like me either, which is a little weird because we keep looking and looking and digging and digging. And then we look at other comments, completely different accounts. So these aren't alt accounts. I didn't make alt accounts from 5-6 months ago and decide to share them now just for the sake of all this. Like I said, I'm going to keep putting up some comments about Quag and all these things from completely different people just to see what, so people can see, you know? I think it's weird that, you know, I don't agree with all these comments I'm showing on screen at all. You know, I'm not that type of guy. I just think it's funny that there's this many public allegations towards you doing the thing that you're accusing me of doing, which I never did in the first place. I did go to Killer 6 because he did inevitably end up blocking me over on Twitter, and it was kind of rough because I remember one of his replies to the tweets about the list. He said we need to cut out the cancers with proof, and I completely agree with that. I do agree, but where's the proof in my pudding, you know? And no hate towards K6. Actually, I give the most respect to K6 out of this whole situation because he contacted me privately. He didn't run to the block button. He had a nice formal conversation with me, and he came to the conclusion that, hey, you know, this was a knee-jerk reaction. And completely, you know, he apologized. He owned up to something and knew that what he did was a mistake. That is what you do. You don't keep spreading rumors about people and ruin their image in the community that you know they are a part of just because simply you don't like them. Maybe Quag doesn't agree with my own political viewpoints or my own personal viewpoints, but I don't get the exact reason why this would have to be even brought up in the first place. Even going back to other videos where I mentioned him in that one drama video you may or may not know about that I keep mentioning, I just find it really weird. I find it really, really fucking weird. It seems so weird that you have all these allegations, Quag, after doing so much harm to my brand and what I'm trying to build. It's so weird that you would do all this and not talk to me privately, and you would simply try to tarnish what I've done in a false light when all these other people are saying that you've been toxic in this community, you've been toxic on streams. You refer to all your followers in chat as chatters for some reason, because I guess they're just chatters. They're not your community like every other streamer likes to refer to them as. You know, they're people too. I just thought you should know that. Now, what Thickfilet did was basically say a whole Twitter post rant talking about how hateful things are, and even did it on YouTube as well. So he says here, if you care about the Borderlands community and the toxicity problem, Quag sent hateful DMs around to all the content creator team. If he messaged a content creator team, I don't know the exact people that are on the creator team. I know there's a lot of notable names on that team, and a lot of them I fully respect. You know who you are if you're watching this video. I assume you are watching this video because I expect 90% of the Borderlands creators to watch this, because anytime there's drama, you know, everyone flees to it, but this isn't drama. This is my story and how fucked up it made my mind space for the past few months. The real problem with this toxicity bubble Thickflay thinks is the content creator team. They think that it's a positivity bubble and negativity just gets shot out and blocked, and I don't agree with that. But after seeing all these random comments on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter saying that Quag matches this exact thing with evidence, because remember, just like K6 said, with evidence they should be called out. How come when Quag gets these allegations with evidence, we don't do anything? But when Term gets these allegations with zero evidence, and I have to desperately DM all the people I've built relationships with in the past few years, it turns into, oh, well, you're toxic. Oh, well, you're blocked. Oh, well, let me send this to my other friend. I was watching a Moxie stream, and I'm sorry, Moxie, I don't mean to bring you up in any dramaful way. You know, that's probably not English. But I was watching one of your streams, and I usually raid with the people that you send us to raid because, you know, I like to support other people. And one day it was a Borderlands creator that I never heard of, and I tried to send that cool little raid message, you know, that little pog champ, and I was blocked in the chat, you know? That was interesting. I couldn't even support a new creator in the community or a creator I haven't heard of because I was blocked. And what other reason then? Oh, the list. Again, we keep wrapping around to this damn list. I don't know. I just want to share that, how it's affected me. It's made me feel really distant from the Borderlands community as of lately, and it's not 100% the reason why I haven't posted content. I'm not going to be arrogant and blame it all on Mr. Quag over here, because there isn't a lot of Borderlands content in general, unless you are doing the great stuff that, you know, Jolt and K6 are doing, where they do these playthroughs and, you know, it's successful. I'm not going to hate on something that's successful, but it's just not what everybody likes to do in that formats of content. I needed this to be out there. I don't mean to sound like I'm the victim. Maybe I am the victim. I don't know what I am in this situation. Maybe I'm the asshole at the end of the day, but I need my side out there. And you don't have to 100% agree with my own personal beliefs or even political beliefs or gaming beliefs. But at the end of the day, what was done to me from Quag as a Borderlands sponsored creator. Let me say that again. A Borderlands sponsored creator couldn't have simply just messaged me privately about any of this and had to do all of this and basically fuck up my mental mind space for creating content for this long, and it just hasn't been the same. My conversation with people in the community haven't been what they used to be. It seems like everybody has to bite their tongue when they're around me now because of this persona I have as being this type of person. And hell, maybe the creators I still have great relationships don't believe any of this and just kind of let it happen for the sake of professionalism, because I fully understand that. If you're with a company, you don't want to call out other people because you're doing your own thing. At the end of the day, right? It's all a job. Right? Can we all agree with that? Maybe for some people it's fun, and for me it's great, you know? I still work, I still go to school, I still do things, and YouTube is my side thing. I enjoy YouTube. But for some people, you're messing with their pockets, Quag. If you ever do this in the future to somebody of the stature of, like, let's say Moxie or even, like, K6, and K6 has a large audience, so it's a lot easier for him to defend himself, but I don't. I'm new to all this, you know? But what if you went to a bigger creator with this dilemma of a list saying that you hurled insults and attacked Borderlands hosts themselves? They would lose sponsorships, people would hate on them, they would lose money deals. Can you imagine if I was a larger creator and I lost, like, sponsors over this? It would be crazy, right? But no, I'm just a little guy in the situation, and it, you know, it doesn't perceive in the public eye that this really affected me, but it definitely has privately. Now, here's the part where I do believe, if anything, I had to record Quag because I wanted to know. I couldn't message him because he blocked me. I couldn't do anything. And this is how we're going to end the video off. We're going to go a little bit over his stream. This was, I think, the day after all the issues and after I tried to message him. So I wanted to know, like, if he has something to say here, that's my only source of knowing what is on his mind, because if he blocks me and doesn't want to talk to me, he'll talk to everybody else.
600 other people in front of all of these people of varying levels of influence. We had people who call themselves community members, who call themselves Borderlands or Wonderlands content creators.
Now, this kind of ate at me a little bit. I got pissed off here, I'm not going to lie to you. And just with the tone of his voice saying, oh, content creators, and I've always, you know, I would associate myself with what he's saying right now. So the defense of you saying, oh, well, if the shoe fits, wear it. He put the horse's name in everyone else's mouth, you know? He sent the list referring to what he's talking about here with my name on it. If my name wasn't on this, we wouldn't be making this video. We wouldn't even be talking about this, but my name's on that list. So this, in my mind, applies to me, Quag. You're applying to me saying, oh, this dude that thinks he's a content creator, you know, it's just immature. I don't understand it, man, to be honest with you.
Who were just absolutely the fucking worst.
Ooh, wow. I mean, shit. From the messages I sent earlier, if I'm that bad, I shouldn't even be monetized on YouTube at that point. Damn. I mean, I don't know a valid response to that. I don't think I was my worst in that stream. I've always been formal in most of my stuff. I've always been honest and formal, but I've never been immature and I've never been the worst in any public eye. At least I try not to be.
And there's two things I want to really go over here. Two personal beliefs of mine. One, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Believe them. I believe in second chances, but...
You believe in second chances. That's... Wow. Okay.
The second thing is that people will do that showing exactly who they are thing when they're mildly inconvenienced. That's how you can tell exactly what a person is about. And because you'll have...
If I'm getting this straight, at least in my mind space, I don't know if I'm 100% right here. When you were mildly inconvenienced at the fact of the Wondercast that people were being toxic, and you just so happen to see It's Termex's name in there, maybe being a little pushy towards the devs wanting to come on, you decided to put me in that little list because you knew, hey, I could probably mess with him and send this list to a bunch of creators, you know? I could make Term look bad. So when you were mildly inconvenienced based on your personal beliefs, you show your true colors, right? So by your own statement here, by your own personal beliefs, you decided that it was worth trying to cancel me in some way. I don't know. And by the way, I'm not going to be claimed I got canceled. I mean, ever since all this drama, my videos have actually been higher in views. So, and I've never gotten hate comments ever on my videos from all this. Luckily, YouTube is the only place where I haven't really been truly affected numerically, I should say.
Two kinds of approaches. You'll have people who are dissatisfied in the moment, who are not enjoying what they're doing, who will channel that into something constructive.
I do agree. I do that on my videos all the time. I have a whole honest opinion series where I give issues on the Borderlands series and I give solutions right in the same video. Sometimes if I miss out on it, the next video that has to do with the same topic, I'll talk about solutions. I agree. There's people that do that.
Who will do things such as point out, hey, this is what would correct this for me. I'm not enjoying this right now. I'm going to do something else. But these are my thoughts. And then they'll leave people who are enjoying a thing alone. You'll have people who will put out well-intentioned analysis videos. I know K6 has done one, I know Epic has done one, I know Moxie's done one, I know Birdman's done one. A bunch of people have done videos of that. And regardless of whether or not the points are things that I personally would agree with, that's completely irrelevant to the subject. The fact of the matter...
See, you're moving the goalposts there. It is very relevant to the subject because you point out many creators that arguably did the whole honest opinion format of videos way later than I did. I mean, I've looked back statistically on my channel and compared. Early on with my honest opinion series, I did that because not many creators during the Borderlands 3 time did that. During Borderlands 3, I was one of the few creators that constantly gave, I guess, raw criticisms about things. And I find it weird how he kind of cherry-picked the creators. No hate to any creator listed, I love them all. I do find it very weird how I've had a whole 30, 40 video series with some of those videos reaching 50, 60,000, even 80,000 views. You had to have seen him if you're in the Borderlands circle, but he just decided not to point him out. And I've done the same type of content as all the other listed creators, but he seems to avoid the whole, oh, well, I don't care about their viewpoints, but clearly you do if you decided to not mention me. And that's not me having an ego. That is just simple facts, and I've known you probably seen them before. That's just the truth. Honestly, I'm not having an ego when I say that, but that is just the truth.
Those things were created from a place of love, well-intentioned, and I encourage you to go check those things out. I'm sure they're easy to find. You can get them.
Yeah, I literally just said they're pretty easy to find, just like mine were. And him saying that they're from well-intentioned, I think is a little weird because, you know, people say my content isn't well-intentioned because of my tone of voice or because of how I act, but I want the game to succeed at the end of the day. You're talking to the dude that literally tried to get every Borderlands creator possible together for a jointed thank you video, which almost has 200,000 views on my channel, by the way, because I love this community so much and I loved interacting with all of you. I literally posted Call of Duty before my channel released, dude, and I didn't meet a single friend after like 2 years of like funny, dumb videos, right? I come to the Borderlands community, people were so welcoming, people introduced others to my channel. I was invited to a Rust server by the homie Chad badly. Dude was awesome. If it wasn't for him inviting me to that little thing, it may seem little now, I wouldn't have met half the people I know today and being a part of that community. So it's just weird when you say well-intentioned in that fashion, as if everything I do and everything I post on my channel isn't meant to be well-intentioned.
But then you'll have the other kind of person. You'll have the other kind of person who just sits there and heckles. And in a vacuum, it might seem like little snide comment here, little snide comment there, doesn't do much. But when you're using that in a space that you know has turned into something toxic, you know exactly how much weight your words as a person with a platform even slightly bigger than an average fan, when you know that people trust you for your opinions, for your position, and for your experience, and when you knowingly abuse that to weaponize or incite people into doing your little toxic bidding, it's disgusting.
Okay, so here he's basically going on saying, basically, if you're a social media influencer, if you're just any content creator with an audience, you hold merit with what you say, and I agree. If I was making videos saying that, God, the Wonderlands devs are so stupid, God, this game sucks, everybody should just not buy their next DLC, everyone, go on Twitter and at Randy Pitchford. No shit, I fully agree with that statement, but I've never done that. I think that's almost laughable to even assume I've done anything remotely close to any of that fucking weaponizing my audience. Oh my God, that's funny.
Pointed out to me that, there's witch hunt talking points and clauses. So,
I don't know if that's referred towards me, because I did tweet a few times saying I got blocked by a lot of people and I wanted to find out who circulated the list. But don't worry, I was sent multiple DMs from people in your own community, which I will not name, that thought what you did was wrong.
Interest in protecting myself, I'm not going to be direct in naming names right now. Maybe that changes later.
Hey, maybe that changes. Like I said, maybe this video is going to make a response video, and then we could be like KSI versus Logan Paul for a few months. That's a joke, by the way. I just want to lighten up the mood.
It was largely the disrespect, yes. It was incredibly disrespectful. And the bitter irony there is there's a lack of self-awareness, that people who feel like they're, not part of the club, feel like they're outsiders.
I feel like here is actually referencing exactly to the creator team, or maybe the Borderlands community in general, but most of the Borderlands community is on the creator team, so it's a little weird to, distinguish the two. I don't know what he's referring to here. I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but I'm going to assume that's what he's referring to.
They make it so.
Well, yeah, I agree. If they make it so, why would you impact other people's opportunities? I'm not saying, there's many times I've applied for Next Makers, obviously. I love the program and what it stands for, and I love the community. But, I imagine with this list he circulated, my chances for whatever I want to pursue in that avenue are, they're gone. So,
They make it so by doing things like this.
But they make it so, but when an insider, someone that's a part of the club, does something wrong and toxic, it's whatever, pass it on.
I want to name names for the reason of protecting myself, regardless of how desperately I want to name and shame.
Oh, you desperately did. You desperately sent those messages. And you know what? I think it's weird how you have so much, God, you have so much energy and passion for this, man. So much energy and passion for accusing people of stuff they didn't do. Maybe I need to put this effort towards my YouTube.
I'm going to go ahead and keep that one more level-headed.
Honestly, I think you should have said names, because if my name was said, we probably would have resolved this a lot sooner. The reason I even waited this long was out of professionalism and maybe thinking I could get over it, but, chain effects happened, and, the butterfly effect's a real thing until Don taught me all that. Great game. It definitely affected people. You should have said my name, and maybe what happened to me 6 months later wouldn't have happened. But that's really all I want to say or have to say on this entire subject. I do apologize, this is a little long, but I didn't want a lot of details to be missed, and, yeah, this video might only be like 30 minutes, but I've been recording for about 2 hours because I get aggravated with this. I get annoyed and I get sad more than anything. And I'm not trying to play victim, but it's not fun, A lot of demotivating things have happened from this experience, and I just hope for the future this lets people know my story, my issues, what happened to me, and if fellow creators that still respect me for some reason decide to block me from this video, from defending myself and speaking out and standing up for my side of things, then I guess that is what it is, man. You know, I was raised to always at least let people know your story or your side of things, and I never really got the chance to do that until now. So I feel right before I click this end record button that a weight has been lifted off my chest. Just saying all this, man, has helped me significantly, and thank you. I just want to say thank you to you guys for everything YouTube-wise. You know, Twitch might be starting up soon. I'm going to start YouTube Shorts because I feel like if you knew me on a more personal level as an audience, maybe more people wouldn't have believed this. So I'm actually going to be posting a lot of YouTube Shorts alongside my normal content, so you guys get to know the raw me, the unscripted content and clips from moments with my friends over the past few years, and I want you guys to know me. I want you guys to know Termex, you know? But that's really it. Like I said, no hate to the parties. Don't at them on Twitter. Don't send them death threats. Don't do anything. Or if you hate me for even bringing this up again, you know, put that negative energy towards me, because I guess I'm the one bringing up the demon from the cage again. But yeah, you guys have a terrific day. Hope you guys stay safe. Welcome to 2023. This may seem like the start of something bad, but this is the end of something, at least for my story. This is going to be closing the book on all this and moving on. I'm looking forward to Redfall, looking forward to new contents. A lot of cool new games are coming out this year. And with Twitch streaming, I really want to get more motivated into that space. And hopefully we have some Borderlands movie news. Honestly, like, where's that at, right? We need some Borderlands movie stuff, man, so we could enjoy some Borderlands. We desperately need some Borderlands stuff. I feel like it's been years, even though it's only been like a few months from Wonderlands. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Love you guys. Love all the homies that stuck by me all this time. You guys are great. And I'll see you guys later.